Going on, everyone? We got reports that Josh Richardson from the San Antonio Spurs is available for a second-round pick per Mike Scotto. This is great news for the Lakers, right? Because there were reports a couple weeks ago that they were looking for 2 second-round picks, so clearly they weren't able to get that for Josh Richardson. And the Lakers just ended up trading for Rui Hachimura, right? That was a huge pickup. This is a guy that can come in size, right? 6'8", 230 pounds. But we were able to acquire him for 3 second-round picks. But we were able to acquire him for the 2023 Chicago Bulls second-round pick, a future second round in 2028, and then our second round in 2029. But the pick in 2028 very likely will be the Wizards pick that we got in the trade for Russell Westbrook. So basically, we're essentially just trading him for 2 second-round picks. We're just giving the Wizards theirs back. So we still have this year's 2023 second-round pick. So the Lakers could take Patrick Beverley, package those two together, and then go get a guy like Josh Richardson, who I am all for. I think he would be a great upgrade. He's still young, 29 years old. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent after this season, but he's a guy that you would have his bird rights on, so you could sign him. And the fact that they traded for Hachimura, which means that they're very likely going to have to continue to make trades because you got to re-sign him and extend him over the summer, which per Woj, he said that they're planning on doing. So there's all your salary, essentially, for the most part. Now, maybe they keep Russell Westbrook and re-sign him. They would have his bird rights. But now, if you're the Lakers, you need to make moves to go get other guys and their bird rights for the next few seasons. That way, you have the foundation, not only this season, but going forward. And I think Josh Richardson is a guy that does that. I think he's a guy that come in, he's 6'5", got good size, good wingspan for a shooting guard. He can play a little bit of the small forward for this team. He's been a solid three-point shooter. He's a career just under 37% three-point shooter. This season, he's shooting just slightly under 37%. And last season, for the San Antonio Spurs, he shot almost 45% from three. And the last, outside of this year, which he's currently shooting 36.6% from three, he's shot 41.5%, 39.7%, and 44.4%. Like, that is really good. Josh Richardson would be a solid addition, solid pickup, could be our starting shooting guard and replace a Patrick Beverley, gives us more size. Imagine a starting five of just Dennis Schroeder, Josh Richardson, LeBron James, Hachimura, and Anthony Davis. You got shooting, you got switchability, you got size, we got everything that we need. And here's the thing, we would still have both of our first round picks. So if there is a big Russell Westbrook trade that we want to do, we could still do that deal and we'd have both firsts. Now I think that these are solid moves, right? You're basically getting proven, ready now talent that you could have for the next several seasons, right? Because you could extend Josh Richardson for the next 4 years and he's still only 33 years old, right? So he's a guy that could be your starting shooting guard for the future or come off the bench, either way, however you want it. Like, let's say going forward, Max Christie really evolves into this is clearly our starting shooting guard. Well, now you have Josh Richardson as your backup. That's a great spot to be in. You don't lose the size, you don't lose the shooting, you don't lose the flexibility. Like that would be great. Go get a guy like Josh Richardson, especially for 1 second. It's a low risk, high reward type move. He's a proven vet that can be a solid contributor, knock down the three ball. He's shooting better than Patrick Beverley this season. He could be a solid defender. He gives us more size, more length, as opposed to a 6'1", guard. We got a 6'5" shooting guard, which is what you want. Right, and then you got Dennis the Menace just patrolling. I mean, you're much better defensively, right? You got much more size in that case. You still have Russell Westbrook, Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, Troy Brown, Wenyen Gabriel, Thomas Bryant. Right? Like, now you're like 7-8 guys. The Lakers, we've said repeatedly, and I've talked about heavily on this channel, we need 2 or 3 solid starting level rotation guys. I believe Hachimura is a guy that could be a starting level rotation guy. I think he's a guy that could consistently give us 13 plus a game. Not just that, but he's a guy that is going to get looks like he's never gotten before because he's playing next to Russ, LeBron, and AD, right? The attention that he's gonna just not have on him because he's just on a better team with bigger impact stars, he's going to be able to blossom. He was just coming off a 30-point game. Like this was huge for the Lakers, and it's a piece going forward for the future at 24 years old. Go get a guy like Josh Richardson. He's a veteran. He's a guy that's been there. He's been in the playoffs. He's been on good teams. He comes from the Spurs organization. So, he's a guy that's going to come in, play his role. He's started. He's come off the bench. He's done a little bit of everything. So he's a guy that's a team guy. He's got good size, good shooting. I think that this is the next move that the Lakers should make. If it's only a second round pick, take Patrick Beverley, take your second round pick, and then go give that up for Josh Richardson. I think that's that. There you go. Go get it. You get a guy who's putting up, 12 points per game this season. So you're basically getting another 25% in production, but you're also getting shooting. You're getting more length. Like, this is great, right? Like, this is what you need rather than starting Dennis Schroeder and Patrick Beverley at the 1 and 2. And, like, yes, they're menacing, right? And they're just non-stop, little pests that are just getting under everybody. Like, Patrick Beverley was great on Damian Lillard last night, all that stuff. But it would be nice to have some reliable shooting, some more length, some more size, right? You got Dennis Schroeder, 6'3", point guard. You got a 6'5" shooting guard. He's got like a 7-foot wingspan. You got LeBron James at 6'8". You got a 6'8" power forward and Hachimura, and you got Anthony Davis at 6'11", 7 foot. Right? Like, you got switchability. You could alternate. You got shooting. Everybody on that lineup could shoot. LeBron's probably your worst 3-point shooter in that starting lineup. But he's streaky. He could get hot. He can knock down some threes. I think that is a great way to go. And even if you do another move, right? Let's say you do a Russ trade, right? Let's say you go get like a Terry Rozier, and a couple pieces in a Russ trade, or you do some other move. Maybe you do the Pistons trade, or and try to get Alec Burke, Boyan, and Nerlens Noel or something, right? Josh Richardson wouldn't hurt, right? Take Patrick Beverley, go unload him, get Josh Richardson, right? Like, let's say you did the Pacers deal, right? You got Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. Perfect. Right? Josh Richardson could be your backup shooting guard. There you go. Right? Like, now you got insurance. Like, imagine if we could get, like, a lot of people really like Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. Yeah, that's solid. But now imagine if you got Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, Rui, and you got Josh Richardson. I like that much better. And you basically turn those 4 guys into from Russ, Kendrick Nunn, and Patrick Beverley. I like that much better. Now, personally, I want to keep Russ. I like Russ. But, if the right deal is on the table, do it. If there's a trade that makes sense and it's on the table, do it. Especially because you're going to unload all of your salary. And if Russ isn't a guy that you think you're going to keep, then I think you have to. You're almost in that position. But regardless, whatever the Lakers end up doing, go get Josh Richardson. If all the Spurs want is a second-round pick, go get Josh Richardson. It's not that complicated. It's not that hard, right? You could get him. Maybe you could I wouldn't even mind if they work something out where you go, maybe two seconds, and you get Josh Richardson and like Doug McDermott, or maybe you go get Jakob Poeltl, right? Maybe work out a deal to where you get 2 or 3 of these guys and give up Lonnie Walker, because I don't think we're going to be able to keep Lonnie Walker. So Patrick Beverley, Lonnie Walker, maybe Damian Jones or something. That's enough to get you to Josh Richardson and like a Jakob Poeltl, or a Josh Richardson and like a Doug McDermott. I think you'd have to throw in like a JTA or something. But anyway, my point is like you could get more. If all the asking price is a second round pick for Josh Richardson, then you have an idea of like, okay, well, we could get another piece for maybe 2 more seconds, right? Maybe you could get Doug McDermott for another second round. So now you give up 2 seconds and you get Josh and Doug. Like, that would be solid. Now you got 2 or 3 rotation level guys that just make the Lakers that much better. This is what we need. We need to start adding this kind of depth on the cheap. Josh Richardson, I think, would just be a perfect complement to the Lakers. Give us some good size. You could try to get other pieces, or just get Josh Richardson. I think Patrick Beverley for Josh Richardson and a second round pick, boom, there you go. Clean money, easy money. Both are expiring, so there's no question of like, oh, well, we're taking on long-term salary. No, nothing. Lakers get a guy that they want, that they need for now and the future. The Spurs get a vet guy that they probably just buy out. Not a big deal. it's a win-win for everybody. But what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear them however you feel down in the comment section below. Do you think the Lakers go get Josh Richardson, go trade him for a second? Do you think no, go look at something else? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comment section below.